Hi friends and fellow intuitive academics, my name is Shelley and I draw from my intuition and my lived experience as a PhD to offer you guidance on your academic journey. I consider myself an educator and a healer, as well as a researcher. So these are all things that kind of come up as my, language to draw from as I do my tarot readings. So it's a little bit of a different twist often for my tarot readings because I am often speaking to that academic journey in tandem with your life journey. And so today I wanted to prepare prepare for the upcoming lunar eclipse in Libra. Because from my knowledge, the lunar eclipse is sort of like a supercharged full moon experience. So if you're pretty sensitive to the moon cycles, the full moon can already be really impactful on your energy. And so the eclipse kind of magnifies that. And then since it's in Libra, Libra is all about partnerships. So from that basic knowledge and from my own intuition, I get the sense that there are some messages out there to do with partnerships involved in your academic journey, particularly like healing partnerships, very positive sort of energy going forward to heal past wounds, to start fresh, to learn to work together again and as a collective in your academic journey, which can often be very isolating. So I'm really excited to see what comes out in the 3 different readings. So we're going kind of color coded with the orange stone, the black stone, and the lavender stone, and these decks. And I'm going to pull out a single starting card for each deck, and then you can choose which one or more really stand out to you. So we're starting with the Emperor in this first deck here. And then for our black stone deck, we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And then for our lavender stone deck, we're getting this one, the 6 of Wands in reverse. So feel free to take your time and kind of meditate on the different imagery, maybe numbers that are significant to you. It's kind of interesting that we got 4, 5, 6 coming up in sequence. So maybe some of you will watch all 3 in sequence. Also, if the stones draw you to them. And then I will see you. You can jump ahead in the key moments coded per each deck for your individual messages. Hi, deck 1. So you were drawn to this card, the Emperor, and it says here, being the authority of your own life comes with a lot of responsibility. And you see there's someone with a crown of leaves sitting on a porch with a compass in their hand, kind of like already speaking to me about inner guidance, taking you to as far as you want to take it, whatever ambitions you have, whatever level of authority you want to achieve. You have that internal compass that can get you there. All you need is the time and the work, the patience and the persistence, because you have the Emperor energy within you. So I'm getting ahead of myself. So again, this is going to be a reading in coordination with the lunar eclipse, which is coming up March 25th, 2024. But this can be considered also a timeless reading, so relevant whenever you come upon it, because it feels like the energy is so strong, like shifting into like a collectivity, because we're coming off of the shift into what was it? I think it's like Pluto in Aquarius, which kind of sets the tone for a new generation. And Aquarius is all about like um, working together collectively to create some kind of positive change, almost like revolutionary status. So I really feel like coming off the heels of that, a connection with the Libra lunar eclipse, furthering the idea of partnerships, but asking the question of like, how do we get into those individual partnerships within the collectivity? So this all didn't come out in the main introduction. So I feel like this information is very specific to your reading already. The Emperor is an Aries, an Aries kind of energy, focused energy card. And Aries is the opposite sign of Libra. Opposite meaning that they share core characteristics, and but they manifest in different ways. Aries is all about the self, and Libra is all about partnership. So there is that idea of striking the balance between the self and partnership to push some project forward. I'm feeling that for your message already. So let's go ahead and get started with our shuffling and see what your individual message is. So again, the lunar eclipse in Libra and your academic journey. What messages are coming through for you in this deck one? Okay. So we're starting with 13 Broom, which is the Death in Rebirth card. And it says, tidy up your life so you can make space for something better. Knight of Wands. Sometimes you have to be willing to bend the rules a little. Two of Wands in reverse. And it says your decisions decide your future here, nothing else. And Two of Pentacles in reverse. And it says when life gets chaotic, find a way to get grounded and balanced. Okay, let's start off with those cards. Okay, so a lot happening in these cards already. I can start here. I see a symmetry around the Knight of Wands. On this side, we have two major arcana cards, and on this side, we have two of the second cards of the Pentacles and the Wands suits. So I feel like you're really you're embodying this energy of the Knight of Wands, which I also associate with Aries in my own readings. Kind of this, I mean, I kind of associate it with all the fire signs, but kind of like led by Aries. So that's like Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries. Aries is like the cardinal energy of the fire signs. And I take the Knight of Wands as carrying that cardinal energy of being the initiator of something, having the vision and going for it. With that said, I also wanted to draw out another patterning. I see that the Knight of Wands is following her guidance through the symbolism of the candle, as well as the Two of Wands kind of visioning guidance in the flame. And this is actually a double flame. And it's a reflection of what we talked about already in the Emperor about tuning into the inner guidance. And it's almost like, do you see how like the candles, the guidance almost like progresses into a more formal way from candles into a compass? I really feel like, coming back to what we first started with in the beginning of this reading, that there's strongly a message about you balancing out your internal vision, your internal guidance, strengthening that voice so that you can hold on to it in balance with the partnerships that you work with. I get the sense that the background context here is that you haven't always felt that you've had a strong representation or a strong voice in whatever you're working on in your academic studies. And so you have coped or strategized around that situation by retreating and working in isolation, working on your own so that you don't get overpowered or influenced in any partnership in which someone else might, or multiple others might, drown you out with their own strong voices. And so the shift with the lunar eclipse is calling you to continue honing your inner guidance to the point that you'll be strong enough to hold your own in a partnership, a working partnership. I say working partnership because of the Two of Pentacles. This is speaking to me about a working partnership very clearly in your academic journey, because that is in your plan to push forward a project, but through partnership with others. It's essentially needs partnership with other people to materialize. Yeah, I mean that I'm thinking of an example like interdisciplinary type of project. You have an expertise in one area, but to push the project forward, you need someone from an expertise in another area. And so before you can bring the two expertises together, there needs to be that configuration of being settled into how you work in a partnership, and in particular for you, so that your voice is strong enough, your inner guidance is clear enough to hold its own in the partnership, and it doesn't become one of these situations where you're second fiddle in the partnership. You're being prepared for an equal partnership going forward, and that's really what your big shift is about in the lunar eclipse. Yeah, and I'm emphasizing the idea of a shift because of the broom card. It's really like releasing what doesn't serve you anymore. So releasing any thoughts or beliefs about yourself that you hold that limit you. So if you feel, for example, that, oh, you're too young or you're not experienced enough, therefore your opinion counts less, that's one of the things that you need to start working on sweeping away, releasing, and make room for this idea that already now you are enough. Your wisdom is enough. You have so many confirmations here that you've been growing this communication, this connection with your vision, with your inner guidance. And with the emphasis on the eyes on the flame, the eyes on the compass, that's why I keep saying vision. You have like what this project that you're working towards is going to look like in the future. It might be not crystal clear, but it's one of these things that keeps nagging at you and you keep following it. You really do have the vision. Oh, there's even a crystal ball here. You do have this. And this is really the right time to act on it, but that entails having your self-confidence in place to act on it, to protect it as well as you go forward. So I want to speak to these two cards in reverse. There's an interesting balance here. So the Two of Pentacles reverse is kind of like, it's a little chaotic. You're taking on too much and you're having trouble balancing everything. I feel from you that there's a bit of a people pleasing energy here, and also like trying to prove yourself. So taking on a lot of work to like earn your place, to prove yourself. This is one of the things that can be let go to make space for new energy, your new Emperor energy. Just remember that you're taking the Knight of Wands energy in your root to make a major shift internally in your life, to step into the Emperor energy, which is what you're being invited to right now with the eclipse. Yeah, so it looks like a big jump from Knight of Wands to the Emperor, right? But because it's the eclipse, it's like you have this like mega portal to just like up level way faster than you ever thought. Like think of, yeah, the door here is a portal. So the Knight of Wands is jumping through a portal here too. Jumping through the broom, if you really can embrace this energy of letting go of the things that hold you back, letting go of maybe like a feeling of like not being wise enough, not being old enough, like feeling like you're still I wouldn't want to say like feeling like a child, but kind of feeling, oh, maybe it's like feeling like a student when you really need to start acting like you're an advanced student, or acting like you're already, like a professional. It's something like that, where it's like possibly you're on the verge of graduating, and it's time to let go of that student mentality, because you're entering the working world, you're entering your new program, and it's like you're shifting into your new mentality, embracing that. It could be something like this, like going from undergraduate to graduate student mentally. How are you going to make that shift? That's what we're talking about here in these three cards. Okay, so coming back to the two suits, so you're working too hard, you're trying to prove yourself. And so the question here is like, who are you trying to prove yourself to? Think about that, maybe journal about that, because I already get the sense that you have attained the achievements. You've gotten, whatever scores you need to progress in your career. So who are you trying to prove yourself to? And is it necessary? Is it worth it for the energy you're investing? With the Two of Wands in reverse, the question here is why, it's like, why are you doubting your vision? What's holding you back from taking the first step? So these are the things that your cards are emphasizing for you to really think through and work through during the eclipse, to get clarity on something that's holding you back. I want to say it's a bit in the subconscious realm. You have a hint of, like, you have a hint of it, like you're working so hard when you see like everyone else is not working on the weekends like you are, for example. You have the hints there. So the time now is to like question that. You don't have to accept that as a given. Now's the time that you can question that and shift it. And you really deserve it. Like, you've really been working hard, and it's getting to the point now where you want to protect yourself from burnout, because I really feel that that's a possibility with these cards. That's another gift that the shift is affording you in the lunar eclipse. Okay, so let me finish out with some oracle cards to see what guidance is coming in. Oh, cool. You got the solar eclipse. So actually on April 8th is a solar eclipse in Aries. Oh, we've been talking about Aries this whole time. So that one is also significant for you. So the period from March 25th, the lunar eclipse in Libra, to April 8th, the solar eclipse in Aries, are key times for you. Really, I want to say really focus on yourself, reflect on these questions, and tune into your vision to really find ways to let go of whatever you need to, because the vision is only going to get stronger. If you see this, it looks like a visioning. You're, as soon as you're able to clear out these energies that aren't serving you anymore, your vision has room to come in and get stronger and stronger, and you're only going to get closer and closer to this Emperor energy. I sense that you're a little bit scared of stepping into this. That's something to also journal about and think through. What's scaring you from stepping into this? There's something there that should be unearthed. Yeah, because on the one hand, you're scared of it. On the other hand, you want this so badly, and you almost don't dare to dream it. But I want to say that it is there for you, and this is a key time where you can really like make that leap through the portal, and just like start to gain momentum so fast getting there. I just want to see if there's something more. So the solar eclipse says, I create my own reality. And it says, this is an initiation, a portal through which you can pass to a new reality simply by changing your perspective. A new, more aligned view and experience of life beckons you. Habitual patterns and belief systems rooted in fear will not serve you right now. It's time to look at your situation with fresh and loving eyes. So thank you, book, for just re-emphasizing what this whole reading has been coming through for us this whole time. But there is a journal prompt. I've kept telling you to journal, so I want you to consider journaling in response to this question. What is a habitual thought pattern I carry? How can I reframe it to better serve my growth? Yeah, that's phrased very well for reflection, I think. I also feel like I want to get something else for the Emperor card. Waxing gibbous moon. Number 3. I am fully embodied. That's the affirmation. It says, you are here with the unique opportunity to continue to navigate it, which is the human experience, with the outlook of your choosing. Tap into your creative power. Ask yourself what you desire to be feeling in this moment, and consider what could support you in making that your reality. Another emphasis on forming your own reality here. And one of the journal prompts is, what could I do if I had this trust in your physical body, in yourself? So trust might be key also in getting you into this shift. Okay, one more oracle card that I want to pull, I think. Okay, here we go. And this is an ending, the moth and eucalyptus. So this is the same as the broom card, the death and rebirth card. And so it's really just emphasizing this message that we've already been talking through, that you have a golden opportunity for a major release from things that don't serve you, that are causing you pain and anxiety and stress. Release that to welcome in new things. Let's see if there's a good message here. Okay. An ending is imminent. This could mean the end of a relationship, a hobby or interest, a job, or any number of other things. While endings sometimes mark loss, they don't always. And even if we do experience grief, we have the power to emerge from it with a better understanding of ourselves. So that might speak to not just you letting go of internal things that don't serve you anymore, as I've been saying, but also that some things may be leaving your life on their own accord, but for the better. And so it's up to you to make the decision to let them pass from your life with grace, because it is in service to you as well. So this is like a message not to hold on to things for sentimentality. Everything has its own life cycle, and when it's ready to go, if you can also let go of it at the same time, then the next iteration of beautiful things in your life have a chance to cycle in. Okay, sorry for the video snapping out, but the audio should be intact still. So yeah, I was saying that you're going to be fully armed with journal prompts now for that time period between the lunar eclipse March 25th and the solar eclipse April 8th. I would say just visit each of these prompts throughout that time period and see where you get by the time you hit mid-April. See what has shifted in you. So your next two journal prompts are, how can I be more accepting of change? And then also, what tools do I have that might help me feel safe and protected when a change occurs in my life? Yeah, so change is coming for you, like I said, for the better. You can handle this. Fear is at play. Fear is holding you back, but fear is just in your perception. It's not going to manifest into reality. Or in another phrasing, you can think of, how can you embrace changes as they happen naturally throughout life without the fear. And that takes some working on, but that really seems to be one of the key things holding you back here. Fear of different kinds. Fear of maybe like not being accepted socially and in your academic world. Fear of not having the right vision. Fear of not being enough. Not being, never feeling like you're enough. I really want to encourage you to think about, when will you be enough? What does that look like? Because you might not have a clear answer of that. And I think it's a key indication that you haven't made space for you to actually hit that point where you're enough. And I just want to tell you that you are enough right now as you are, and you're doing incredible things. Think of all the accomplishments you've already gained to help fortify your confidence, to help let go of your fear. I almost want to there's a card in this Therapets that's kind of saying exactly what I'm saying. I want to see if it comes up for you. You're doing fine, don't give up. Okay, that's not it, but it's just a perfect way to end the reading. You're absolutely doing fine, don't give up. And we've got our moon to support you. Yeah, this deck, the viewers in this deck, you're all about this moon cycle. and especially that period from the lunar eclipse to the solar eclipse. So take advantage, take care of yourself, deep love of yourself as you shift through this portal, because this portal is everything, not just to you, but to the people you're going to affect positively as you pass through the portal and become this emperor energy, become kind of the expert that uplifts others. So I'm wishing you so much love on this journey and hoping you continue to work with love as well. If you were drawn to any of the other cards in the beginning, I'll see you ahead in those readings as well. And if not, I'll say goodbye to you here. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes, comments, and questions, requests as well if you have any reading requests. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Hi, Deck 2. So before I get started in the reading, I noticed there's so much like black happening in your reading already, right? Kind of like drawing this like intense force with the color black. And there's also snake imagery here. And I just happened earlier before starting your reading to check in on my community chat group, and there were a lot of posts about black cobra sightings in the area. And I remember from another place I lived in the Philippines before that the cobras would come out in the rice fields a lot around the full moon because of the lighting, and it was like great hunting for them. So that was always a time that we were kind of wary and looking out for cobras. I sometimes didn't even go out on the full moon for fear of running into a cobra because I live near rice fields. But yeah, so I'm thinking that the cobra energy is coming into your reading, and the cobra is really about this like especially the Orbis snake imagery is all snakes in general are all about like there's a heavy emphasis on like spiritual connection, and then also spiritual transformation. So I just felt the word awakening coming to mind as I was telling you that. So I feel like if you're already on a spiritual awakening journey, this is going to be emphasized at the lunar eclipse and in your partnerships for your academic journey. If you don't really resonate with that, then it's possible that you're going to be like starting the inklings of a sort of spiritual awakening during this eclipse, which is incredibly exciting. And coming back to your Five of Pentacle cards, it looks like, almost looks like I want to say it looks like a gravestone of some sorts. And you see there's others in the background, and there's some like rib cage here and some bread left here. It almost feels like as an offering to a passed on ancestor. So with the five, there has been some sort of major challenge or disruption happening in your life, a major change that you has presented you the pathway to overcome this and kind of develop your spirit. And so with the circle imagery in the Pentacles too, with the color black, I really get the sense that you've developed some incredible inner strength recently, dealing with certain hardships. And this is generally in the material realm. So in terms of your academic journey, it could be to do with like having financial difficulties trying to complete your program. You know, maybe not getting the scholarship, having to take out student loans more than you expected, kind of like financial worries hovering over you. Maybe you're caretaking in your family, and it's kind of hard to balance that with being a student. Because it's in reverse, this challenge is coming to a completion, and you're leaving it with a lot of strength that you've developed from this time. Okay, so we're going to draw our cards. So again, we're doing a reading to coincide with the lunar eclipse, the full moon in Libra. And we're asking how that is opening up shifts or opportunities, or what you should think through in your sense of working together in partnerships or collectivities in your academic journey. Wow, so we got the Emperor. So you already probably know that the Emperor came up in the first, as the first pile's anchor card. So if you were drawn to that first pile, you might have a message there. 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords in reverse, and 2 of Cups in reverse. This is so interesting. Yeah, I think I won't reference the first pile too much, but I see some interesting crossovers and communications happening there. Okay. So the first thing I see is that you are in your groove when it comes to working alone. You're really mastering your craft with the 8 of Pentacles. You've got all these tools in your toolbox now. You've really been working hard to master all these different tools. You know, like figuratively speaking, however that applies to your field. And you're becoming the emperor, really. You're able to kind of balance all these different tools and make them work in an expert way. So this is the path you're on, and you're doing incredibly well, and you're going to continue on this path. So here are the suggestions for how you can, like we said in this reading, incorporate partnerships into this path better. Because I see the 2 of Cups in reverse is speaking to something to be kind of improved or worked on in your partnerships. And with the Ace of Swords in reverse, it's kind of indicating to me that you need to let go a bit. I would say let go of your ideals. Do you see how this hand is dropping is like letting go of the Ace of Swords? It represents usually like ideas. But because it's in reverse, I'm really feeling that you are operating a little bit on the idealistic end, and it's affecting the way your partnerships can come together. In the sense that it's not leaving room for the partnership, for the other thoughts to come through with the partnership. And so the message coming in here is to remember that even though you've mastered your craft, and yes, you should absolutely be confident in your perspectives, the point of working in a partnership is to meld your master perspectives with others' master perspectives to create something that you could have never created on your own. And so there needs to be room made on your end to allow for other people's opinions to come in equally with yours. Yeah, this is a very delicate balance, because you might still make room for people's opinions to be expressed, but be sure that it's equal to yours, that you have the trust. You have the trust with your partners enough to step back and give them trust and space that their ideas will work just as well in tandem with yours. That's what is needed for this partnership to really flourish. Because if you don't trust them and you step in and you say, okay, we're going to like sort of do your ideas, but we're going to mostly do my idea, it's not really the partnership that you need. You really need to focus on the equal partnership. And what's coming through to me, I can't really tell you why because it's not in the imagery, but that you're working with 2 other people, so it's a group of 3. So in a way that helps to keep the balance. So like there's 2 people always checking the one. Yeah, but the message really coming in here is the trust. I just remembered that I got an image of the word awakening when I first started your reading. So I'm going to come back to the 5 of Pentacles reversed with the awakening. And I kind of want to ask clarity on what is this awakening and how does it relate to this partnership, possibly in terms of building trust with others. I also remembered the snake, the transformation. Okay, let's keep that in mind. 7 of Wands reverse. The Tower reverse. 10 of Wands reverse. Wow. 3 of Wands reverse. So this is all the background context. There was some incredibly difficult things that you dealt with that are all have come to an end already by now. This is linked with the 5 of Pentacles reverse, the hardships. You've had to defend your ground. You've had to endure like an external disruption to your life. And you've had to really like hold out against all odds just to survive, really. And this is your perception. You felt that this really did prevent you from breaking away or starting off on this opportunity that you had in mind. This is probably your academic opportunity. These hardships were, like, in your opinion, delaying you. And possibly I'm thinking that's why you became so self-reliant, and it's difficult for you to let go of that control and give some of it to your partnerships, because the only reason you got through anything to where you are now is because of yourself. Everything you've done yourself. Yeah. I mean, I just want to commend you for everything you've gone through. I feel like you're very like tense, and you're just holding everything together, and you don't want to let go because you feel like it all fell apart. But you're receiving this message now because I believe your awakening is going to show you that you've reached this level where you're protected, you're fine, you've made it, and now it's time for you to start believing that and living that. Because there's a bit of you still living in this survival mode because of the intensity of everything that has happened. It's still kind of like hovering over you. And you're still sort of living in this, even though it is done now. And this is affecting your partnerships, your trust, and your sense of like needing control. Okay, so more advice on how to embrace the lunar eclipse Wow, just as I said that you got the lunar eclipse, I'm going to read you this whole description because this lunar eclipse is going to be especially important for you. I just saw that this is number 13, which corresponds to the death and rebirth card in the tarot deck, which is all about, like I was saying with the snake, about transformation, letting go of the old to welcome in the new. Let's read. It says, oh, it says, I embrace my shadows. I think that's great. That's a great advice. Yeah. It's making sense coming in with the black and the snakes. It's all about not running away, but valuing what you went through, valuing the shadows in your past, in your present, embracing it as part of you, as part of what makes you you and what makes you so strong. It's not all you are, but it is a part of you, and it's not something that needs to be shunned or hidden away. Okay, let me just read this. Lunar eclipses occur when the earth obscures the light from the sun that shines upon the full moon. In the old world, the moon's disappearance was cause for suspicion and ignited a fear of the unknown. You're being called to get familiar with your shadows. The time has come to root out any lingering or stuck energy, limiting beliefs or old stories that may keep you stagnant or playing small. As you explore and befriend your shadows to learn from them, you will find deep wisdom and remember how to trust yourself. Ooh, trust came up here, yes. This journey is bound to leave you with a better understanding of your past and present. Okay, so that is definitely your awakening that's happening. It's to do with bringing your shadows to light, to befriending them, exploring them, understanding them better. It's kind of like shaking the hand of the shadow monster in your closet so that you don't have to like just live in separation and misunderstanding and fear of it. I just watched the animated movie Orion in the Dark. It was so cute, and I just feel like that's appropriate to suggest to you right now. Possibly you're dealing with like inner child shadows, is maybe that's the reason I want to suggest it to you, but that might be like a sweet kind of gentle way to start this awakening. Because yeah, that animated movie is all about it's all about childhood and dealing with fears and anxiety in the world, and also about generational knowledge and fears that are passed down, but also coping with fears passed down through the generations. So yeah, I will say that I recommend that to you in this pile to follow up on. The wisdom of this nighttime wonder lies in letting go, releasing expectations, rejecting self imposed limits, and setting down all that is no longer yours to carry. That really corresponds with the Ten of Wands. So you were taking on a lot of responsibility, like I said. Everything survived because of all your efforts, and you're still kind of in that mode of taking on things that aren't really yours to carry. You can share the load. Your sacred body is asking you to release these heavy limitations during this transition. Yeah, release them. Let them go and allow yourself to be free. That really speaks to me of the levity in the Three of Wands, being free. This is what you're aiming for. This is where you're heading with the lunar eclipse. And you're in your shadow work, basically. Same with this. Do you see it's like there's like a levitation with the Emperor as well? And the Emperor is smiling, like your heart will become light with this, doing this shadow work, possibly inner child work. So your journal prompt, your reflection is, what am I keeping in the shadows? Yeah, so I love that you got this lunar eclipse. Like, this is very much, and it's even the circle you know, like this is very much for you. This time to work on your shadows in order to develop, to further your partnerships in your academic journey, because it is a key part in what you want to do next in this Emperor energy on your journey. The salamander and black pepper, inspiration. Okay, I want to read this to get the full message. 17. Symbols of fire and heat, the salamander and black pepper call us to be full of energy and inspired. Both Aristotle and Pliny the Elder wrote of the salamander's ability to withstand flames, and the creature's association with fire is echoed in ancient Greek myth. Black pepper or peppercorn, black is coming up again, has an earthy flavor with a spicy kick, making it a perfect match for the fire-friendly salamander. A new opportunity awaits. To fulfill it, you must remain inspired, applying your full energy to your creative endeavors. If you're feeling this more intensely, I'm going to read you the reverse. So this might not apply to everyone. You may be feeling the heat. Stakes are high and the pressure is getting to you. Remember the salamander's ability to withstand flames and hold your ground. Yeah, so the reflections there were all about like thinking about what inspires you and kind of focusing on that. There's such symmetry here in the Ten of Wands as well, the black with the flames. Yeah, it really makes me think of you, what is that word, like trial by fire? You kind of like passing all of the soul tests to get to this incredible strength that you have. Don't doubt the strength. I don't get the sense that you do doubt it, but it's so strong. I feel it in this reading. That strength is incredible. And you've mastered that inner strength. It's time to master something else in the like the Two of Cups in the partnerships. It's time to master the softness of letting people back in to balance what others have to offer for a fuller, richer life. Yeah, you don't have to do this alone anymore. You have help. Okay, so that is your message. I am wishing you the best on this journey through your lunar eclipse transformation. Hoping you continue to work with love. If you are drawn into any of the other cards in the card picking, I'll see you in those readings. If I leave you here, then thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate spending our energy together. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes, comments, questions, and I hope to see you in the next one. Hi, deck 3. So you were drawn to this lavender stone and the Six of Wands card. And let me just put it upright so you can see that it is a card of celebration and victory. And because it is in reverse, I take this to be an internal victory, something that you're celebrating, you're like congratulating yourself on. It might not be visible to other people, so it could be something, for example, like a major development on your healing journey, or maybe like you got the best grade in the class and you don't want to reveal it to everyone, but you're like congratulating yourself on all of your work. It's definitely a victory and an internal celebration. And so we're starting with that energy and we're asking what message you have for the lunar eclipse in Libra in terms of your partnerships in your academic journey. So you're getting the Page of Swords in reverse, the Ten of Swords in reverse, the Knight of Cups, the High Priestess. And I want to reserve one more card after reading this. Okay, this lined up very clearly and very fast for me. There was some sort of miscommunication that hurt you deeply. It could have been like a microaggression, or somebody called you a name, or put you down in some way, acting out of their own insecurity. And you basically were the bigger person in this scenario. And in that way, it's like the words didn't have power over you anymore. This person tried to hurt you, tried to bring you down a notch because they felt threatened. This is just like to let you know their motivations for their behavior. They were threatened by you because you're impressive. There's something about you that like they feel intimidated or threatened by. They tried to bring you down a notch. You met the moment with love. You didn't let it affect you. You didn't take the bait. Essentially, you took the higher ground. Do you see the Knight of Cups? It's kind of like, looks very similar to the Six of Wands. This is so powerful. Moving forward with intention, with gravity, with balance. So much strength here. So much strength without having to show force, if you know what I mean. This is how you met that moment. And you are fully in this high priestess, kind of like mastery level of like composure. I would say you're so composed. I want to say like you never deserve to be treated that way. You never like should have been involved in that moment, but it really shifted something in you, and people see your power now. Basically, people are going to think twice about messing with you, but they also have respect for the way that you dealt with this. But because we're talking about partnerships, there's a little bit of, the High Priestess has a little bit of aloofness to her. So there's a bit of protection and aloofness that is in your energy right now because of the things that happened. I want to say in this institutional setting, like maybe in the school, particularly regarding like one problematic character. And so you're protecting yourself, you're trusting yourself, which is all beautiful and strong. But in terms of moving forward with your partnerships, you're probably going to receive advice in this next row about how to kind of let people in again after that challenge to your trust of others. So now I want to pull this card. Oh, it's the Ace of Cups. Of course it is. So this is all about opening your heart and letting new love come in. This, for some people, there is a layer of a intimate relationship, like a romantic relationship in here. And for others, it doesn't have to be necessarily. Love takes so many different shapes and forms. But in this lunar eclipse, going ahead with partnerships is all about healing from this, because you did overcome it so well and so beautifully. You are protected, and so healing from this to open your heart to receive love again. Yeah. Okay, I want to keep pulling. I kind of want to pull from another deck. So let's ask for advice on how you can go about healing and opening yourself to this love that wants to come into you, and maybe like what is this love on the way to you? I'm going to do this a little different. I'm going to pull the first card as an answer to what is this love? Oh, wow. It's the Four of Wands, and that is like, it's kind of referred to as the commitment card, like the marriage card, or like building an institution. So whatever new love is coming in, it's significant, it's long lasting, and that's why you're being encouraged to open yourself, because open your heart, because this is a beautiful thing coming towards you, basically. Let me try to like scoot everything up. Shall we just keep going backwards, I guess? You also get the Nine of Swords, the Hermit in reverse, the Three of Wands, and the Strength card. Yeah, so with this hurt, this anxiety kept you isolated for a while. I mean, I think we've covered that already, that, yeah, you had to protect yourself. I will say, though, because of this one thing that happened with one person, you started to protect yourself from everyone to the point where you became very isolated. And that's one of the things that you are going to be reversing with the lunar eclipse, that you're just going to open the walls a crack to start letting this love flow in. It's like the walls are too strong, they're too high, and you almost trapped yourself as like the hermit in the tower or something like that, to the point where it wasn't introspective and helpful anymore. It was like increasing the anxiety, it was increasing the feelings of isolation. So this is what you're coming out of. Yeah, actually somebody is bringing you an offer of love. Someone really admires you. I have to say, there is like a strong romantic partnership tone to this reading. But if you're not looking for that, it could also be like an intellectual partnership, like someone really admires the work that you're doing. It's like a, what would you call that? Kind of like when you're like fangirling, something like that, over your ideas and like your self-possession, and just like the level of intelligence and composure you have. Communication is coming in too. Like somebody is a big fan of yours. If you're reading this in more of like the school, the work element, this, if somebody comes up to you and you feel your walls go up, just remember this reading to crack open the walls a little bit, because not everyone is going to be this way and hurt you. Some people just want to fill you with love. Yeah, definitely there is an opportunity on the horizon, and you are ready to take that step. You have developed so much strength, like I said, through what you've gone through. You've shown that strength, and people see you now as this like tiger. They know not to mess with you, and you know that you don't need to stand for anyone messing with you either. Yeah, so there you are building an institution by opening yourself to love. You are building a commitment, a strong foundational commitment that will make you feel secure and stable, something to build off of going ahead in the future, whether that's the home life in your romantic world or a partnership in your academic life. You're building stable foundations, something that's long lasting and that you can build off of in the future, that's really meant for you. Okay, let's get some. Oh, two jumped out. Okay. So we have the wild one and passion flower. So the wild one is all about like letting yourself free, being you unapologetically. And I have to look up the passion flower. I'm forgetting that one. But there's a beautiful rainbow here. It's like a dream coming true that you bring about yourself, like you manifest this. The passion flower says, I am courageous. Passion flower invites you to acknowledge what is new and unknown within you, gently unfurling to climb and wind its way to new heights. In the world of herbalism, passion flower is an ally for soothing the nerves and helps to unwind the fixated mind. Witness your inner dialogue and assess whether certain repeating thought patterns truly serve you. Maybe you want to find some like passion flower tea, if that exists, and something that might help you with your nerves. With its otherworldly blossoms, passion flower teaches you that each new adventure may begin with mystery as you navigate towards new possibilities. Definitely new adventure, new love, new partnerships coming your way. This flower friend holds you within the realm of infinite potential and asks you to cultivate your courage. You can find inspiration in its ever-reaching vines, in the ways they twist and twine beyond many obstacles in pursuit of growth. It is time for you to reach toward uncharted domains and beyond the spaces you've grown used to. So that is very much what we've been saying about opening yourself, opening a crack in the wall, except I like the word that the authors were using here, which is having courage, embracing your courage, which you have in so many aspects in your life, to welcome in this offer of love coming your way. And I'll just say, I just feel it in my heart. It's so beautiful. It's so soothing. It's so safe and secure. And this is something that you've really wanted. I just noticed with the birch trees, kind of a similar message of home, building home, whether that's an actual like literal home with family or a home like institution. You're like nesting, you're like building home. There's with this offer coming into you. I don't want to say, I don't think there's any danger of you like messing this up. It's more of like it might take slower if the longer you like resist or the longer you avoid it, but I just feel so strongly like this thing is coming for you and it's not going to stop coming for you in the most positive and beautiful ways. And no matter how long it takes, even if your walls are high and it takes you time to build your courage, that's all up to you. But this thing is coming for you and it's not going to stop, again, in the most beautiful way. It's going to really it's going to really put your life in color, I want to say. Yeah, with the rainbow. With the wild one, it says, I claim my full expression. The wild one is uninhibited, unencumbered, and weightless without the judgments and expectations of others anchoring her down. The chains that bind fall away, and freedom is fully expressed. Truth is the guiding star here, and it permeates every inch, moment, and action. With this internal compass, forward motion is propelled by a desire for authenticity and determination to claim what is most true and real. In a world that encourages sameness for safety at the expense of individuality, this is your sacred call to cast aside the narrative. Do so for the sake of your soul's path. The wild one asks you to choose freedom, a freedom found in being forthright with declaring who you are in the highest expression of yourself. Deep down, you may have this feeling that something has stayed locked inside you out of concern for what others may think or say should they find out about it. You have the key. You have the courage. Courage comes up here again. You have the inner knowing of the ways your life will bloom and expand when this part of you is set free. So unlock the cage, release the chains, and welcome all of yourself to this experience of life. What do I need to release in order to more fully embrace my truest self? Yeah, so there's so much fulfillment and recognition of your authentic self coming this way through partnerships. I would say through being seen authentically for who you are by someone. And that's really going to open your heart. That's really going to open your world in a beautiful way. Like I said, you'll be seeing in color where you weren't seeing that before because you're free to feel that. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say than that. I feel tempted to pull one of these Starseed Oracle cards. Let's see what comes through here. You have big picture thinking, Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Yeah, this is going to open your mind. Like I said, it's going to rock your world, open you to a portal, a way of visioning the possibilities of life beyond your own life in a new way that you haven't had access to before. This is what's happening in the partnership. It's going to grow you as a person, and it's going to expand your vision. It's almost like this. It's like, how do I explain this? It's a little bit like Jack and the Beanstalk, where like you're climbing that beanstalk and then you like break the clouds and there's a whole new world there. And it's like definitely not what you thought it was from below. You just thought it was clouds, but there was actually a world above that. It's almost like your soul is climbing the beanstalk. Like there's the perspective of life from your physical body, the earth realm, but it's like you're going to go the beanstalk of your soul and get that soul perspective, that dual perspective, the earth world and the soul vision of how your like path is playing out. So I hope I communicated that okay, but basically this is what's coming to you to help break down your walls. So this love will help break down your walls in the most beautiful way, and also use the rubble to create a portal to something that you never expected. Look, the portal's here too. It really reminds me of the Ten of Cups energy, which is like the highest emotional fulfillment. That's what's starting for you right now. Yeah, and it's so wonderful. So I'm so happy for you. Like, be gentle with yourself. It is like a a raw kind of journey, but you have everything you need. You have your courage and strength to walk that path, and it's a beautiful outcome. And so with that, I am hoping you continue to work with love. And if you were drawn to any of the other readings in the card picking, I'll see you there. If this is the end for you, then thank you so much for sharing your energy with me. I love kind of seeing how people's lives are unfolding, and hoping that I can help a little bit along the way. And so thank you for any engagement, any likes, shares, subscribes, comments, questions, and I really hope to see you in the next reading.